We're watching the most corrupt administration in history, who's turned the White House into a vending machine. But I mean, as I was listening to that clip, I'm thinking this is the kind of thing you'd see on late night television, right? Somebody making a pitch, some has-been politician or celebrity who is selling something. And I think again, this is now breaking through to people who are going, not only is this is a man who said that I will be the voice of the forgotten American, and the forgotten American is thinking, wow, I'm not in this picture. I'm not showing up on the White House South Lawn that you have just crapified in this particular way. And again, we keep coming back to this because I was listening to your episode before where you quoted that New York Times article describing Natalie Harp as the platinum blonde geyser of positivity. Donald Trump is living in an alternative reality. This is the world that he is living in, and I think that at one time he had a sense, that reptilian sense for how things looked and what public opinion was, and that's gone. And that clip that you just played is a perfect example. And of course, all of these projects have become just the epicenter of his graft and his self-dealing, as you've been discussing. And the problem is for Donald Trump is everybody sees it, everybody is watching. Just a few days before the midterm elections.
Jim, what is the sort of methodical way to tell this story to the American people? There's so much of it. It's all that he says and does. But how do you connect it to people's economic realities and let his words speak for themselves?
I mean, you just have to let people continue to see what this is. They see it every day at the gas pump, right? We're over $4 a gallon. They see it every day when they go to the grocery store. They see it when they drive around. They just need to be, Democrats need to be very specific about this and not get into these esoteric fights about policy. This is people paying $1,500 to $2,000 more this year because Donald Trump decided to start a trade war. This is people paying $4 a gas because Donald Trump started a war in Iran and now can't get out of it. People are paying for this all the time. The weird thing about today is he says in the Canadian deal, we have a deal with the Canadians, his exact words, we're going to pay a lot more. And then he walks out and sells some grass on in the White House. Like, what are we doing? This is unlike anything I've ever seen. And again, for those of us who are political professionals, you just can't imagine how they think this is a good thing to do, to Charlie's point, right before a midterm elections.
Well, the thing is, the ones who know better are gone, and the ones who are left either don't know better or don't care, or they got a piece of the grass. I mean, like the grass was donated, but somebody got something from the grass guy. It's extraordinary. Charlie, what are your thoughts about, Ossoff is obviously in the news because he tied the corruption and the lack of focus on people's problems to a line that's all over the news. I mean, Natalie Harp is one of the 3 aides who sneaks in the catering truck with Trump when he lies to the press and leaves Rubio on the decoy plane. The White House lost their mind. What do you think that's about?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you brought up Jon Ossoff, because that's one of the answers to your question. How do you connect the dots? Because all of the attention has been to that one line that Ossoff had. But if you look at the tape or you read the transcript, he immediately then pivots to, let's talk about how Donald Trump, is using the presidency, is exploiting the presidency to enrich himself. And he walks through the self-dealing, the declaration of the tariffs, and then how he goes out and buys lots of stock, bleats out that this is a great time to buy, and then eliminates the tariffs, which causes the markets to skyrocket. So Ossoff has gotten a lot of attention for the one rather modest line about Natalie, but he is also prosecuting the case that this is a corrupt president, and he's explaining it in very clear terms how the corruption works. That would be a model, I would think, for Democrats all around the country.